Hello, welcome to my Early Years Advice channel. I am Caroline. I'm an early years professional and I specialise in young children's speech and language skills as well. So today's topic and tips are going to be based around sensory play. So sensory play is, we've got a little poster behind us here. Sensory play is where we will talk to the children about what it looks like, what it feels like, what it tastes like, what it smells like, and what it sounds like. So these are really great little sentence starters for if you are playing with the child, and you can be commenting lots on and getting them to taste it. All of the ideas that I'll give you are safe for your child to be tasting and really exploring. So the first type of play that I'm going to speak about is good old jelly. So make your jelly up as you would with your jelly cubes and water, put it in the fridge overnight, and then I would suggest you have a tuffed tray or a tray that you use to have your dinner on, just to try and keep it a little bit contained. You can put a mat on the floor, and this type of plate is great for as soon as children can sit up, kind of 8 months on, and they might actually like to get in the tuff tray and get it all over them, so they're getting that whole sensory experience. And you can have all colours and flavours. You can mix it together, so you can be talking about what the colours are, what they smell like, what they taste like. You can have all sorts of different shaped jelly moulds to make it look fun and exciting when it's first set up. Obviously that won't last because they're going to get in there and pull it apart, squash it, squeeze it. And these are the types of language that you will be encouraging. So we could say things like slippy, smooth, wibble wobble, squashy, sticky, splat, and just have loads of fun. Really get involved with them, get down and dirty. Frozen ice play is also great. You can again colour the water with food colouring, so no special ingredients, you're just able to do that. Use some really exciting moulds again, or just some empty ice cube trays, or any of your Tupperwares. You could have big and small, so you can get that kind of language in as well. You could also freeze animals or their favourite things inside the ice. A friend and I recently, on a very hot day, froze some cars and vehicles, and then the children had all little tools which were great for their fine motor skills. And we were using words like chip. We were making the noises that it was making when we were banging on the ice, obviously talking about the fact that it's hard, solid, cold. So again, lots of opportunity for great language in there. You can talk about what it looks like as well, the fact that it looks like glass, if it's just plain watered ice where you can see through it, and then the coloured ice, talk about the fact that it will melt. So really rich language experience whilst you're playing with some ice. So there's puffy paint. I'm going to type in the comments below the recipe that you would need for this. And again, you can use your hands, so it's cold, slippy, fluffy. You can pat it, you can slap it, you can pitter patter, and yeah, just have lots of fun. Again, you can have small quantities, big quantities, hold it up high, drop it down low, and get all that kind of positioning language in as well. You could hide it under things. Puffy paint is great, and when it dries, it's still puffed up, so they've got a really nice product at the end of that plate as well. I'm always talking about Play-Doh. It's one of my favourite, and I'm going to put my top recipe, after years and years of making Play-Doh within my work. I've got a recipe that lasts for months if you store it in a Tupperware. So again, you could add all sorts of things like glitter and a scent to the Play-Doh, which would make it really nice, and just get lots of rich language in there again about squashing and squeezing and poking and pulling. And then good old spaghetti, which most of us have got in our cupboard. You can have spaghetti out, you can colour it again, you can do the same with rice. And just have that with containers that they're filling up. You could get language like short, long, empty, full, pouring it if you have some jugs. And yeah, a really nice activity that the children that I have worked with like to do is to have some scissors to cut the spaghetti as well. So that's really great for their fine motor, as well as getting some rich language in there. Gloop is another great one. And I'm going to put the recipe in for that. And then bubble painting is also a really, really good one. Teaching children to blow is quite a nice activity, just like blowing bubbles normally, but you can have a straw in some paint, tiny bit of washing up liquid and water, mix that up, and then they blow in and the bubbles come out of the top of the cup, and then you can put paper over it to print. So that's a really great one. So just a quick rundown of the sorts of language that you could be using. Bumpy, smooth, sticky, gritty, slimy, fluffy, soft, freezing, cold, runny. I've got some other words up here. Misty, shiny, shadowy, salty, bitter, spicy, lemony, squeaky, thudding. If you're using your hands to make a thudding noise, that would be a really great word to get in there. Let me see. I think I have said most of them. So yeah, just basically get down and dirty, have fun, and get loads of rich language in whilst you are playing with your child. And if you need a few post-it notes around you to kind of remind you of the types of language, that's absolutely fine until you get the hang of it. Don't worry about the mess. Have a bowl of water with some soap in it and a nice towel for when they're finished. Clean it all up, take it up in the garden, hose the tough tray or the tray down, and yeah, just really try and enjoy the experience with your child, although I know the house getting in a mess is never fun. But whilst the weather's nice, get out in the garden as well and have fun. Take care, everybody. And as I've said on some of my videos before, if you are concerned about your child's speech and language, then the company that I work for, called Core, is readily available if you want to give them a call and make an inquiry about the level that your child is at and whether they would benefit from some speech therapy. Okay, thanks very much for listening. Take care.